Every morning is a new chance to start fresh, to reset your mindset, and to choose how you want to live your day. But too often we wake up and just go through the motions, starting our day without much thought or direction. What if I told you there's a simple way to make every day count, a way to start your morning with purpose and focus, so you're not just reacting to life but actively shaping it? I'm going to share with you 7 questions you can ask yourself every single morning. Questions that will help you set your intentions, stay on track, and find more meaning in your everyday life. These questions are designed to help you get clear on what truly matters to you, shift your perspective, and create a day you can feel proud of. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of clarity, knowing exactly what you need to focus on, how to face the challenges ahead, and how to make today count. Are you ready to make that shift? Stay with me, and let's dive into these 7 powerful questions that can change the way you approach each morning. Number 1, what am I grateful for today? Starting your day by asking, what am I grateful for today? This question might seem small, but the impact it can have on your day and your life is huge. It's about setting the tone for everything that follows. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is like a blank canvas. The thoughts you put on that canvas first thing in the morning can color your whole day. If you start with stress or worry, it's like painting your day with dark, heavy colors. But if you start with gratitude, it's like adding bright, warm colors to that canvas. It's a choice. And the best part is, you're the one holding the brush. Let's think about it for a moment. When you ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? It forces you to pause. Life can be so fast. You wake up, check your phone, rush to get ready, think about work, errands, or whatever's on your plate. But gratitude makes you stop for a second and reflect. It's like taking a deep breath for your mind. You might say, okay, but what if I'm not feeling particularly grateful? That's fair. We all have days when life feels overwhelming, or when it seems like there's nothing to be thankful for. But gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding something, anything that you can appreciate. Start small. Maybe you're thankful for the roof over your head or the bed you just slept in. Maybe it's the sound of birds outside your window, or the fact that you woke up at all. Did you have a warm shower this morning? Clean clothes to wear? These are things we often take for granted, but they're worth appreciating. Think about the people in your life. Is there someone who makes your life a little brighter? It could be a family member, a friend, a coworker, or even a stranger who held the door open for you yesterday. Gratitude doesn't have to be about big, life-changing things. Sometimes it's about the little moments and gestures that make life better. Now let's take it a step further. Don't just think about what you're grateful for. Feel it. Close your eyes and let that feeling sink in. For example, if you're thankful for your family, imagine their faces and the moments you've shared. If you're grateful for a warm cup of coffee, take a sip and really enjoy it. Feel the warmth in your hands, taste the flavor, and appreciate the moment. Here's another thing to consider. Gratitude isn't just about what you already have. It's also about the opportunities in front of you. Maybe you're grateful for the chance to try again today, to learn something new, or to make progress toward a goal. Even challenges can be something to appreciate, because they teach you lessons and help you grow. Let me share a simple exercise you can do. Keep a small notebook by your bed, or use your phone, and every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. It could be as simple as, I'm grateful for the sunny weather, or I'm grateful for the hug my child gave me yesterday. Doing this every day trains your brain to focus on the positives instead of the negatives. When you practice gratitude regularly, it changes how you see the world. Suddenly you notice things you didn't before. You start to realize that life isn't just about the big achievements or milestones. It's about the little joys and blessings that are all around you. Here's the thing. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good. It also affects how you interact with others. When you start your day feeling thankful, you're more likely to be kind, patient, and understanding. Think about how your mood impacts the people around you. If you walk into a room with a positive attitude, it can lift everyone's spirits. Gratitude is contagious. And let's not forget how gratitude helps during tough times. Life isn't always easy. There will be days when nothing seems to go right. But even on those days, finding something to be grateful for can make a difference. Maybe it's just the fact that you have the strength to face another day. Or maybe it's the support of someone who's helping you through a hard time. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it gives you the strength to handle them. Another benefit of gratitude is that it helps you stay in the present. So often we're either worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Gratitude brings you back to the here and now. When you focus on what you're thankful for today, you stop worrying about what might happen tomorrow or regretting what happened yesterday. You start living in the moment. You might wonder, what's the point of doing this every day? The answer is simple: consistency. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it might feel awkward or forced, especially if you're not used to it. But over time, it becomes second nature. You'll find yourself noticing more things to appreciate without even trying. Think about this. How do you feel when someone thanks you? Maybe it's for something small, like holding the door open, or something big, like helping them through a tough time. That feeling of being appreciated is powerful, isn't it? Now imagine giving that same gift to yourself every morning. When you practice gratitude, you're essentially thanking yourself for showing up, for trying, for being here. This morning, take a moment to sit quietly. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Let the answers come naturally. They don't have to be perfect or profound, just honest. Maybe you're grateful for your health, even if it's not perfect. Maybe you're thankful for the chance to start fresh. Maybe it's something as simple as the sound of rain or the smell of breakfast cooking. Gratitude is a choice, and it's one of the most powerful choices you can make. It's not about ignoring the tough stuff. It's about remembering that even in the middle of difficulties, there's something good. Every day you wake up is a new chance to find those good things. Number 2, what's the most important thing I need to do today? It's an opportunity to decide how your day will unfold and what you'll focus on. Taking the time to ask yourself, what's the most important thing I need to do today, is about giving yourself clarity and direction. Without it, you might spend the day bouncing from one task to another, feeling busy but not truly productive. This question is like turning on the headlights when driving at night. It helps you see where you're going. Life is full of distractions, emails, messages, unexpected interruptions. If you're not clear on what really matters, it's easy to get lost in the noise. But when you start the day with a clear focus, everything becomes more manageable. Think about it, every day comes with a limited number of hours. You can't do everything, and that's okay. What matters is choosing what's most important. It might be something related to work, like completing a critical project, or something personal, like spending quality time with your family. Maybe it's a task you've been putting off, something you know needs your attention, but keeps slipping to the bottom of your list. When you identify your most important task for the day, you're not just setting a goal, you're giving yourself purpose. It's not about cramming your to-do list with as many items as possible. It's about prioritizing the one thing that will have the biggest impact. Once you've identified what's most important, take a moment to think about why it matters. What difference will it make? Maybe it's about creating progress in your career or strengthening a relationship. Understanding the why behind your task adds meaning and motivation. It's not just about checking a box. It's about moving closer to your bigger goals. After choosing your priority, visualize yourself completing it. Picture the steps you'll take, the effort you'll put in, and the sense of accomplishment you'll feel when it's done. Visualization isn't just a mental exercise. It's a way to prepare yourself for action. It helps you anticipate challenges and stay focused on the end result. Now let's talk about timing. When you know what your most important task is, tackle it early in the day. Morning hours often come with fewer interruptions and more energy. Starting with your top priority gives you momentum, making it easier to handle everything else that comes your way. But what if the most important thing isn't a single task? What if it's a broader commitment, like being more present for your loved ones or taking better care of your health? In that case, think about the actions that align with that commitment. It might mean having a meaningful conversation, preparing a healthy meal, or going for a walk. Sometimes the most important thing you need to do isn't the easiest. It might be a conversation you've been avoiding, a decision you've been delaying, or a piece of work that feels overwhelming. But avoiding it only adds to the stress. Facing it head on, even if it's uncomfortable, is often the most liberating thing you can do. It's also worth mentioning that being clear about your priorities doesn't mean you'll get everything right. Some days things won't go as planned. Unexpected events might force you to adjust your focus. That's okay. The point isn't to be perfect. It's to approach your day with intention. When you know what matters most, you can adapt while still staying true to your priorities. Reflection plays a big role in this process. At the end of the day, take a moment to think about how it went. Did you accomplish what you set out to do? If not, why? Was it because of distractions, procrastination, or something else? Reflecting on these questions isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about learning and improving. Another thing to remember is that priorities can shift from day to day. What's most important today might not be the same tomorrow. That's why it's so valuable to revisit this question each morning. It keeps you connected to what truly matters in the present moment. Being clear on your most important task also helps you say no to things that don't align with it. Saying no isn't always easy, but it's necessary. Your time and energy are limited resources, and you need to protect them. When you're clear on your priorities, it becomes easier to recognize what deserves your attention and what doesn't. This daily practice is about more than just getting things done. It's about living with purpose and intention. It's about making the most of your time and ensuring that your actions reflect your values. Whether it's a small task or a big goal, knowing what matters most gives your day meaning. So as you begin your day, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what's the most important thing I need to do today? Answering that question can be the difference between a day that feels scattered and a day that feels purposeful. It's a simple habit, but it has the power to transform not just your day, but your life. Number 3, how do I want to show up for others? Every day you get the chance to show up, not just for yourself, but for others. It's easy to forget that our actions and words have a lasting impact on the people around us. But asking yourself, how do I want to show up for others today, can bring clarity to how you interact with those in your life. Whether it's family, friends, co-workers, or even strangers. We all have different roles we play in the lives of others. Parent, sibling, friend, mentor, teammate. Each of these roles carries with it expectations, not just from others, but from yourself as well. Sometimes the pressure of trying to meet those expectations can feel overwhelming. But if you take a moment every morning to reflect on how you want to show up, you can make sure you're acting with purpose, kindness, and authenticity. It's not just about doing something for someone else, it's about how you make them feel in the process. When you show up with genuine care and attention, it creates a ripple effect. You set the tone for positive interactions, and others feel valued, seen, and heard. It doesn't matter if the person you're interacting with is someone you see every day, or someone you've just met. Your presence can make a difference, but showing up for others isn't always easy. Life gets busy, and sometimes we're so focused on our own to-do lists and challenges that we forget to check in on the people around us. But this question serves as a reminder that showing up isn't something to be left to chance. It's something you actively choose. How do you want to show up today? Do you want to be the supportive friend who listens without judgment? The patient parent who guides with love and understanding? The reliable coworker who steps in to help when needed? These are all choices you make every single day. Your actions set the stage for the kind of relationships you build, and those relationships are often what bring the most fulfillment and meaning into your life. Think about how it feels when someone shows up for you in a way that makes you feel appreciated or understood. Maybe a friend took the time to check in on you when you were feeling down, or a colleague helped you out when you were swamped with work. It's a small act, but it can make a world of difference. That's the power of showing up for others. And the beauty of it is that when you show up for others, you're not just making their day better, you're making your own life richer. It creates a sense of purpose and connection that can't be replaced by anything else. But showing up for others doesn't mean you always have to have the right words to say or the perfect solution to every problem. Sometimes it's simply about being present. The act of showing up, of being there with your full attention, is often more powerful than any advice or solution you could offer. People want to know they matter to you, that you care about what they're going through. And sometimes the most important thing you can do is listen, without trying to fix or solve. In those moments, your ability to be fully present is what makes the difference. It shows the other person that their thoughts, feelings, and experiences are valid, and that you value them enough to give them your undivided attention. When you make the conscious decision to show up in this way, you're contributing to the health of your relationships. You're building trust, deepening connections, and strengthening bonds that will last. Being mindful of how you want to show up doesn't only apply to moments where you're interacting one-on-one. It extends to how you engage with your community, your team, or even the world at large. How do you want to show up when you're faced with challenges? How do you want to approach disagreements or difficult conversations? When you take the time to think about how you want to show up, you also prepare yourself for those moments when life isn't smooth sailing. It's easy to be kind and compassionate when things are going well, but the true test of how you show up is in how you handle adversity. Do you approach challenges with patience and calm? Do you offer a helping hand even when you're struggling yourself? These are the moments that define your character. And when you reflect on this question each day, it helps you stay grounded and clear on your values. You might find that when you're intentional about how you show up for others, your own self-awareness grows as well. You become more in tune with what really matters to you, what kind of person you want to be, and how you want others to experience your presence. This isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself, even on the days when you're not feeling at your best. It's about making the conscious choice to bring positivity, compassion, and sincerity into every interaction. There's a powerful connection between how you show up for others and how you show up for yourself. The energy you put into your relationships often comes back to you, sometimes in unexpected ways. You start to notice that when you approach others with kindness, they return the favor. When you support others, you often find that the support you need is there when you need it most. Showing up for others isn't just a way to make their lives better. It also brings joy and fulfillment into your own. So as you go through your day, take a moment to pause and think about how you want to show up for the people in your life. Whether it's offering a smile to a stranger, being a good listener for a friend, or stepping up to help a colleague, remember that each of these small actions has a lasting impact. You have the power to make someone's day brighter, their burden lighter, or their load easier to carry. Every time you ask yourself this question, you give yourself the chance to be more intentional about how you interact with the world. You choose the energy you bring, the actions you take, and the way you treat others. Showing up isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are in the process. And who you are can have a lasting positive impact on everyone you encounter. Number 4. What challenges might I face today? Life is rarely predictable, and we often find ourselves facing unexpected obstacles that test our patience, resilience, and ability to adapt. That's why it's important to ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? This question isn't meant to create fear or anxiety, but rather to prepare you mentally for the road ahead. By thinking about potential challenges before they arise, you give yourself the chance to be proactive instead of reactive. Consider the challenges that might arise at work. Maybe you have a big presentation that requires your full attention, or a project that's fallen behind schedule and needs your focus. Perhaps you're dealing with a difficult colleague, and you're not sure how to approach the situation. By identifying these challenges in advance, you can set realistic expectations for yourself and come up with strategies to handle them more effectively. Sometimes the challenges are personal. Maybe you're dealing with family dynamics that require your time and energy. Or maybe you're managing your own health and well-being. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming when personal struggles weigh on you. But thinking about these challenges before the day starts gives you a chance to mentally prepare for them. It helps you adjust your mindset so you're not caught off guard or overwhelmed when these situations arise. Anticipating challenges also helps you develop a sense of control over your day. It's not about predicting every little obstacle, but about recognizing patterns and understanding that difficulties are a natural part of life. When you expect challenges, you're less likely to be thrown off course when they appear. Instead of reacting emotionally or impulsively, you can take a step back and approach the situation with a clear mind and a plan. Think about the last time you faced a significant challenge. Perhaps it was a tough decision, a difficult conversation, or a situation that made you feel out of your comfort zone. How did you handle it? Did you approach it with confidence, or did you feel blindsided? Reflecting on how you've responded to challenges in the past can give you valuable insights into how you can handle future obstacles. It also helps you learn from your mistakes and successes so that you can grow stronger in the face of adversity. One of the benefits of asking this question each day is that it encourages you to view challenges as opportunities for growth. When you expect challenges, you start to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks or signs that things are going wrong, you can see them as stepping stones on the path to personal development. Every challenge you face teaches you something valuable, whether it's about patience, problem solving, or emotional regulation. Each time you successfully navigate a challenge, you grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable. The key to handling challenges effectively is maintaining flexibility. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and it's important to be willing to adjust when necessary. This doesn't mean you have to abandon your goals or compromise on your values. It simply means being open to finding different ways to approach a situation. When you ask yourself about the challenges you might face, it gives you the chance to think about how you can be flexible in your approach. Maybe there's a new solution to a problem you've been struggling with, Or maybe you just need to take a different perspective. Another important aspect of facing challenges is the mindset you adopt. If you expect the day to be filled with difficulties and view each challenge as a burden, you're setting yourself up for frustration and stress. But if you approach the day with a sense of curiosity and an attitude of problem solving, you're more likely to stay calm and focused, no matter what comes your way. Instead of letting the challenges overwhelm you, you can embrace them as part of the journey. The ability to approach challenges with a positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools you have for success. Sometimes the challenges we face are outside of our control. You can't control how others behave, how the economy impacts your business, or how unexpected events unfold. But what you can control is how you respond to those challenges. When you reflect on the potential challenges of the day, you give yourself the opportunity to decide in advance how you will handle them. Instead of being caught off guard, you can be proactive and make the most of the situation. This process of anticipating challenges isn't about worrying or stressing over every possible scenario. It's about giving yourself the mental space to prepare. Just as an athlete might visualize a tough game ahead, or a public speaker might rehearse their speech in their mind, you can mentally rehearse how you'll handle challenges. This mental preparation helps reduce anxiety and boost your confidence. When you know what to expect, you're less likely to be thrown off course when the inevitable challenges arise. It's also important to remember that challenges don't always have to be major hurdles. Sometimes the small things can add up to create stress. Maybe it's a tight deadline, a family member needing extra help, or a disagreement with a friend. These smaller challenges can be just as draining if you don't approach them with the right mindset. By thinking ahead and acknowledging these challenges, you can create a plan to tackle them efficiently without letting them derail your day. The question of what challenges might you face today also encourages you to consider how you will take care of yourself in the face of those challenges. It's easy to get caught up in trying to solve problems for everyone else. But if you neglect your own needs, you'll quickly burn out. By thinking about the challenges you might encounter, you can also plan how to balance your energy and maintain your well-being. Whether it's scheduling time to recharge, asking for help, or simply taking a moment to breathe, taking care of yourself is crucial to overcoming challenges. When you anticipate challenges, you also give yourself permission to seek support when needed. We often try to face challenges on our own, thinking we have to do everything ourselves. But the truth is, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. When you know that challenges may arise, you can also plan how to ask for support, whether it's from a friend, a colleague, or a mentor. You don't have to face everything alone. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, but how you approach them makes all the difference. By asking yourself what challenges you might face today, you're not preparing for failure, you're preparing for success. You're setting yourself up to face whatever comes your way with confidence, resilience, and the belief that you can handle it. Life will always have its ups and downs, but by being prepared, you'll be able to navigate those challenges with grace and determination. Number 5. What can I learn or improve today? When you wake up each morning, it's a brand new day, a fresh start, and an opportunity to move closer to your goals. But it's also an opportunity to improve, to grow, and to learn. Reflecting on what you can learn or improve today helps you take control of your personal growth. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day routines, the hustle, and the pressure of trying to keep up with everything. Yet it's the commitment to continuous improvement that separates those who stay stagnant from those who move forward. Asking yourself, what can I learn or improve today, isn't just a question. It's a mindset that keeps you moving in the right direction. Every day presents new lessons. It might not always be obvious at first, but if you open yourself up to learning, you'll find opportunities to grow in almost every situation. Maybe today's lesson comes from a challenging conversation, or from something you encounter in your work. It could even come from a moment of failure, or from making a mistake. Every day has something valuable to teach us, but the key is being open to it. If you can approach each day with the mindset that there's always room to learn or improve, you'll begin to see the world in a different light. You'll start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn something new. Think about the areas of your life where you feel stuck, or where you haven't yet reached your full potential. Maybe it's your career, your relationships, or your personal health. We all have areas where we want to improve. By identifying where you can grow today, you can create small, manageable steps that will lead to big changes over time. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the idea of big goals and long-term success, but improvement doesn't always happen overnight. It happens in small, incremental steps. If you focus on making one improvement today, whether it's getting better at a skill, being more patient with others, or taking a step toward a personal goal, you'll make significant progress over time. Sometimes improvement means getting out of your comfort zone. It's easy to stick with what's familiar, to do things the way you've always done them because it feels safe. But real growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push yourself to try new things, when you take risks, and when you challenge yourself to be better than you were yesterday. It doesn't mean you need to take huge leaps every day, but it does mean that you need to find ways to stretch yourself, to break through the limits you've set for yourself. When you ask, "What can I improve today?" it's an invitation to step outside of your comfort zone and take action toward becoming the best version of yourself. Learning and improvement are also about developing your mindset. We often think that learning is just about acquiring new knowledge or gaining new skills, but it's also about shifting how you think about challenges, setbacks, and success. Sometimes the most important thing you can improve is how you view the world. If you can change the way you think, you can change how you experience life. For example, instead of seeing failure as something to be feared, see it as a stepping stone on your path to success. Instead of focusing on everything that went wrong, focus on what went right and what you can learn from the experience. The right mindset allows you to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. One of the most powerful ways to improve is through self-reflection. Taking a few moments each day to ask yourself, what went well today and what could I have done differently, allows you to learn from your experiences. It's easy to let the day slip by without taking time to reflect on your actions and decisions. But self-reflection helps you grow. When you reflect, you gain clarity about your strengths and weaknesses. You can see where you're making progress and where you need to put in more effort. Reflection also helps you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters to you, so you can continue working toward your goals without losing sight of what's important. Improvement isn't only about doing more or working harder. It's also about doing things smarter. Sometimes the most effective way to improve is to work more efficiently or change your approach. For example, if you're struggling with time management, instead of pushing yourself to work longer hours, maybe it's time to find better systems or tools to help you manage your tasks. If you're trying to improve your health, maybe it's not about spending hours at the gym, but rather finding a workout that you enjoy and can stick with. Improvement often comes from being willing to reassess your methods and make small adjustments that lead to better results. When you focus on learning and improving, you also start to realize that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to know everything. What's important is that you're committed to the process of growing and getting better. No one expects you to have it all figured out, and you don't need to put that kind of pressure on yourself. Just take it one step at a time, and remember that progress is the key. Even the smallest improvement is a victory. Another benefit of asking yourself what you can learn or improve is that it helps you stay motivated. When you're focused on getting better, you create a sense of purpose in your life. Instead of going through the motions, you're actively engaging with the world around you and looking for ways to grow. This sense of purpose makes it easier to stay driven and focused, even when things get tough. You're not just working toward a distant goal, you're working on yourself every single day. Improvement also doesn't happen in isolation. It often requires help, support, and feedback from others. Asking yourself what you can learn today can also mean seeking out mentors, coaches, or friends who can offer advice and guidance. There's no shame in asking for help when you need it. In fact, the most successful people are often those who know how to surround themselves with the right people. By seeking out those who have the experience and knowledge you need, you can accelerate your own growth and avoid making the same mistakes that others have already made. It's important to remember that improvement is a lifelong journey. There's always something new to learn, always a new skill to develop, and always a new way to grow. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't improving as quickly as you'd like, but progress takes time. The key is consistency. If you focus on making small improvements every day, over time, those improvements will add up. Just like a small leak can gradually fill up a bucket, small daily improvements can lead to big changes in your life. So each day, ask yourself what you can learn or improve. It's a question that will keep you engaged, motivated, and constantly moving forward. It's a reminder that you don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just have to be willing to grow. When you commit to learning and improvement, you're investing in your future. You're building the foundation for a life of continual growth, achievement, and fulfillment. And as long as you're improving, you'll always be moving closer to the life you want to create. Number 6. What am I excited about today? As you wake up each morning, the first thing on your mind might be the things you have to do, the responsibilities that lie ahead, or the challenges that await you. But before diving into the busy pace of your day, it's worth taking a moment to ask yourself, what am I excited about today? This simple question can shape the way you approach the day and determine the energy and enthusiasm you bring to each moment. Excitement is a powerful force. It can fuel your motivation, drive your actions, and shift your perspective on even the most routine tasks. When you identify what excites you about the day, you are putting yourself in a mindset of positivity and possibility. The difference between a day that feels long and tiring and a day that feels energizing and fulfilling often comes down to the excitement you bring into it. And excitement isn't just about big events or milestones. It can be found in the small, everyday moments. Start by thinking about the things that light you up. Maybe it's an aspect of your work that you love or a project you're working on that excites you. Maybe it's the chance to connect with people who inspire you. Or it could be something as simple as a moment of peace, a favorite hobby, or the opportunity to enjoy nature. The key is that excitement is unique to each person, and it doesn't have to be tied to something monumental. Finding the things that excite you today can give you the energy to push through the less exciting aspects of your day. What excites you might not always be obvious at first, especially when you're feeling bogged down by responsibilities. But excitement often comes from the anticipation of something good, even if it's small. It could be looking forward to a meaningful conversation or anticipating a moment of creativity that will spark your next idea. Whatever it is, taking a moment to focus on it can shift your mindset from one of obligation to one of enthusiasm. When you find excitement in your day, you are giving yourself permission to be present and to enjoy the journey. The beauty of identifying what excites you is that it brings an element of purpose and joy into your day. It shifts your focus from just getting through the day to actively looking for moments of happiness, fulfillment, and passion. Instead of rushing through tasks just to check them off your list, you begin to engage with the day in a more mindful way. When you ask yourself what excites you today, you remind yourself that there's more to the day than just work, responsibilities, and chores. There's also the chance to experience joy and fulfillment, even in the small things. Excitement also helps you break free from routine. It's easy to fall into patterns going through the motions day after day. But when you actively seek out what excites you, you are engaging with the world around you in a way that's fresh and inspiring. Excitement pulls you out of autopilot mode and makes you more conscious of the opportunities available to you. It's about shifting your attention from what you have to do to what you get to do. You begin to see every task as an opportunity for something positive, whether that's learning something new, making a difference, or simply enjoying the process. Looking for what excites you today also connects you to your larger goals and aspirations. When you're excited about something, it's often because it aligns with your passions or the things that matter most to you. Whether it's working toward a career milestone, spending time with loved ones, or taking care of your health, excitement can be a reminder that you're on the right path. It can serve as a motivator to keep going, especially when the road ahead seems long or challenging. When you're excited about something, you are naturally more invested in it, and that investment can propel you toward the outcomes you desire. Excitement also creates momentum. It's much easier to tackle tasks and challenges when you are energized by what excites you. Instead of feeling like you're pushing a boulder up a hill, you'll find that even the most demanding aspects of your day feel more manageable when you're driven by something you're passionate about. Excitement has a way of giving you the energy to tackle things that might otherwise seem overwhelming. It helps you stay focused, enthusiastic, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. If you're unsure of what excites you, take the time to explore and reflect. Sometimes, excitement comes from stepping outside your comfort zone and trying something new. It's easy to get stuck in a rut, doing the same things every day. But when you open yourself up to new experiences, new perspectives, or new challenges, you can discover things that excite you in ways you didn't expect. This might involve learning a new skill, connecting with new people, or exploring new ideas. Excitement often comes from the unknown, from the things you haven't yet discovered about yourself or the world around you. It's also important to realize that excitement doesn't always have to come from external events. Sometimes, the most exciting thing you can experience is an internal shift. A moment when you feel inspired, energized, and ready to take action. This could be sparked by a change in mindset, a new perspective on a challenge, or even just the recognition that today is a new opportunity to make progress in your life. Cultivating excitement is as much about how you choose to approach the day as it is about what you're actually doing. Don't overlook the power of excitement when it comes to your relationships. The people you interact with can be a source of excitement and inspiration. Think about the conversations you're looking forward to, or the people who motivate and uplift you. Positive relationships are a huge source of joy and fulfillment. Whether it's a close friend, a mentor, or a colleague, the connection you have with others can make your day more meaningful and exciting. Even the simplest interactions can spark a sense of excitement and remind you of the importance of the relationships in your life. You can also cultivate excitement through the environment you create around you. Sometimes, excitement is a result of the atmosphere in which you find yourself. Whether it's the energy of a busy workplace, the calm of a quiet space, or the vibrancy of nature, the environment can play a huge role in shaping your mood and perspective. Surrounding yourself with things that inspire you, whether that's beautiful scenery, uplifting music, or a space that makes you feel creative and energized, can be a powerful way to boost your excitement and enthusiasm for the day. By asking yourself what excites you about today, you're giving yourself permission to embrace the possibilities of the day. You're reminding yourself that each day is full of potential and opportunity. No matter what happens, when you approach the day with a sense of excitement, you're more likely to find joy and fulfillment in everything you do. And even when things don't go as planned, the excitement you feel can help you stay resilient and optimistic. So take a moment each morning to connect with what excites you, and use that energy to propel you through the day. It's a simple but powerful way to make every day count. Number 7. How can I make today meaningful? It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of day-to-day tasks and obligations. But it's important to ask yourself, how can I make today meaningful? This simple yet powerful question has the potential to transform your outlook, turning even the most routine day into a fulfilling and impactful one. The meaning we give to our daily activities shapes how we experience them and can determine whether we feel like we're simply going through the motions or truly living with purpose. When you think about making today meaningful, it doesn't have to involve grand gestures or achieving something monumental. Meaning often lies in the small, deliberate actions you take throughout the day that align with your values, goals, and personal growth. It's about being intentional with your time and energy, choosing to direct them toward things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of contribution. The meaning you create today might be found in your interactions with others, in the work you do, or even in how you take care of yourself. A meaningful day starts with awareness. It's about being present in each moment and recognizing the value in what you're doing. Often we rush through our tasks without truly considering the impact they have on ourselves and others. But when you pause to reflect on how you can make today meaningful, you give yourself the opportunity to see beyond the surface of each activity. Whether you're working on a project, spending time with family, or simply enjoying a moment of solitude, there's always potential to make that experience more meaningful by being fully engaged and mindful of its purpose. The way you approach your relationships plays a significant role in creating meaning in your day. Think about the people you interact with, your family, friends, coworkers, or even strangers you encounter. How can you make those interactions more meaningful? It might be as simple as offering a kind word, giving someone your full attention, or showing empathy and understanding. When you bring authenticity and care to your relationships, you create deeper connections that can add meaning to both your life and the lives of others. Small gestures of kindness and understanding can make a huge difference, and they have the power to uplift your day in ways you might not even realize. In the same way, the work you do each day can be imbued with meaning. It's easy to fall into the trap of viewing work as just a series of tasks to check off a list. But when you connect your work to a larger purpose or see it as part of a bigger picture, it can bring a sense of fulfillment. Whether you're pursuing a career, working on a personal project, or helping others in some way, the value of your work doesn't come solely from the outcome, but from the intention behind it. By focusing on how your efforts contribute to your goals or the well-being of others, you can create meaning and satisfaction in your daily routine. Another important aspect of making your day meaningful is taking care of yourself. Self-care isn't just about physical health. It's about nurturing your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being as well. When you prioritize your well-being, you're not only improving your own life, but you're also better equipped to show up for others and contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, or simply taking time for rest and reflection, self-care is an essential part of creating a meaningful day. Making today meaningful also involves setting intentions. By defining what you hope to accomplish or experience, You give yourself a sense of direction and purpose. Intentions don't have to be rigid goals. They can be simple desires such as wanting to learn something new, have a peaceful day, or connect with others. Setting an intention allows you to move through your day with focus and clarity, making decisions that align with your values and priorities. When you approach each day with a clear intention, you're less likely to get caught up in distractions or feel like you're simply going through the motions. Another powerful way to bring meaning to your day is by practicing gratitude. Taking time each morning to reflect on what you're grateful for shifts your mindset and puts you in a positive frame of mind. Gratitude helps you see the abundance in your life, no matter how small, and it can give you the motivation to approach the day with a sense of appreciation. When you feel grateful for the things you have, it's easier to find meaning in even the most ordinary moments. Sometimes making today meaningful involves stepping outside your comfort zone. It's easy to fall into habits and routines that feel safe, but growth often happens when you challenge yourself. Whether it's trying something new, facing a fear, or taking on a challenge, stepping outside your comfort zone can add a sense of excitement and purpose to your day. The act of pushing yourself to grow and improve brings a deeper sense of fulfillment, as it reminds you that you're not just going through life passively, you're actively shaping it. Making today meaningful doesn't require perfection, and it's not about having everything figured out. It's about being intentional in how you live and the choices you make. It's about bringing your full attention and effort to the things that matter most to you. Even if you don't accomplish everything on your list or face unexpected challenges, knowing that you made today meaningful can give you a deep sense of satisfaction. It's not the external outcomes that define the meaning of your day, but how you show up for yourself and others. One of the most fulfilling ways to make today meaningful is by focusing on service to others. When you shift your attention away from what you need or want, and instead focus on how you can make a positive difference in the lives of others, you find deep fulfillment. It could be as simple as offering a helping hand, listening to someone who needs support, or contributing to a cause that matters to you. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, create meaning not only in your life, but in the lives of those you touch. At the end of the day, making today meaningful is a reflection of how you choose to approach your life. You are the one who decides what matters most to you and how you want to spend your time. It's about being conscious of your actions, living with intention, and recognizing that even the smallest moments can hold great meaning. When you ask yourself how you can make today meaningful, you're setting the stage for a life that's filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Each day becomes an opportunity to create something meaningful, and that's a powerful way to live.